So Greg Ferris back here once again, and today I'll have a supplement review for everyone. I will be reviewing Tier 1 by Citadel Nutrition. This is their pre-workout product. I have previously reviewed this, I think like over a year ago when it first originally came out, but I wanted to redo the review because they have reformulated it, so it's kind of a different product right now. So just going to kind of give a quick review of my thoughts on it. I do have the whiteboard. Hopefully you guys can see this from a good angle. So I'm just going to kind of go through each ingredient, who I think it can be used for, do I think it's a good product, the pricing, all of that stuff. So I'll get right into it, guys. Alright guys, so here we are. Hopefully you can see me again. I'm having some trouble fitting all this in the screen I have. But, so here is the important stuff. Citadel Nutrition's Tier 1. I'm going to go through each ingredient, how much there is of that ingredient, and also what it does and if I think it works, I guess is the best way to explain it. Okay, so first up we have Creatine Monohydrate with a 5-gram dose. So again, it's probably the most popular performance enhancing supplement on the market. It's been having like a decade of research on it. Most of the research is getting about 3 to 5 grams taken most days of the week. If you miss a day, not going to be a big deal. So you may want to grab a tub of it outside of Tier 1. If you don't work out, maybe like 5 times a week. So anyways, you have the 5 grams, which is definitely in the clinical dose you'll see in research for it being effective. And what you're going to get out of that creatine monohydrate is pretty much strength, also anaerobic performance. So what that means is like maybe running 100-meter dashes, or if you're a swimmer in short capacities, things like that. So pretty much anything that's going to result in about 5 seconds of work when you use ATP for energy, which is going to be like, you know, your lower rep ranges of weight training, and also anaerobic performance, so like HIIT if you're, you know, a bodybuilder, power lifter, and also just an increase in lean body mass. Also by the water retention that you just get more water retention in the cells. And again, if you become stronger, you will inevitably it'll be inevitable that you will gain lean body mass, assuming your nutrition is correct. So those are like the 3 main things you're going to get from creatine. Again, the research on this is A+. You really won't find anything else that's backed by science as much as creatine. So the second ingredient they have in their product is Beta-alanine. They have that at 3.2 grams. Again, that's kind of the lower end of the threshold there, but usually original research came out with about 3.2 to 6.4, but even now there's been some studies with like as low as 2 grams of being beneficial. So I think again, with that 3.2, depending on how many days you work out, you may want to get it in bulk to supplement on your off days as well. Both of these ingredients are super cheap, so it won't break your bank to do that. But beta-alanine is kind of like a really good synergist with creatine monohydrate because you don't get that strength benefit you'll get with creatine, but it's more of a muscular endurance and, like I said, fatigue here. So whereas creatine monohydrate may help you get a better 1-rep max or a 3-rep max or something like that on the lift, Beta-alanine may help you, you know, instead of doing 11 curls, you may be able to do 13, 14, 15. Or instead of, again, it's the summation, so instead of only being able to do 8 sprints at 100 meters, you may be able to do 11, 12, 13. So again, it's different. It's way different than creatine monohydrate and how that actually works. But the research, again, is really promising on it. I gave it an A for muscular endurance and fatigue. So again, those two products, those 2 ingredients used together, is pretty much the bodybuilder, powerlifter's kind of dream. Again, maybe a powerlifter wouldn't need beta-alanine so much if you're not going to do higher rep work. But for most people who follow my channel, I think that both of these ingredients can be very effective for your goals. So then we'll move on to the third ingredient, which is L-tyrosine. L-tyrosine is just an amino acid. That's all it is. And again, the research isn't great on it. It's not on par with the rest of these 3, but there is some decent research on it. Pretty much what it's going to be effective for is cognition and perceived exertion. So cognition, again, just being how alert you are, how ready you are for your workout. And then perceived exertion, same kind of thing. It mixes well with caffeine. So you might go into the gym with a little more pump to you, a little bit more enthusiasm, I guess is a good way to explain it. And anyone who's lifted for a while, trained for a while, you kind of know you have those days where you just don't really feel like going to the gym or something. The caffeine tyrosine mix can be awesome for that. So I gave it a research for a B with the cognition and perceived exertion. Out of these 4 ingredients, I think it's probably the weakest. But then again, I do think it has definitely some merit to do with caffeine, and I would always mix it with my own pre-workouts as well. And then the fourth and final ingredient is caffeine, and they have 200 milligrams there. The research on caffeine is kind of all over the place. You'll see some with like 100 milligrams, some with like 600, 700, 800. So it's incredibly variable, which makes it difficult for a supplement company to actually dose it appropriately. But 200 milligrams is a safe kind of amount. And again, if you want more, like what I'll do a lot is just take this product and then just pop another caffeine pill to get like 400 milligrams. So you can do that as well if you want some more. But caffeine has a ton of benefits. I couldn't even fit this on this whiteboard really, but number one, I had fat oxidation, so pretty much it's sparing glycogen, so you're not using carbohydrate for fuel. Usually you're using fat for fuel, which is kind of always advantageous no matter what you're doing actually, just because most people have more fat in their body than they do carbohydrate or glycogen, so using that for fuel can be beneficial. And then also kind of tied in with tyrosine, the perceived exertion effect, and also I put in here strength and endurance just because it'll affect those as well. So again, you kind of see that the research I got on caffeine again was A+. It's right up there with creatine monohydrate as far as the efficacy of using it. So hopefully you guys can see that. Again, I'll kind of hopefully zoom up and down so you can see all of those and the dosages that they're on there. Again, you can always check out this product as well. I'll post like the links to it in the description box, but hopefully you guys can see. I think this is a very good product, like I said, because the benefit of creatine and beta-alanine really kind of work well together, and then also the benefits of caffeine and tyrosine work really well together. You know, a lot of people may look at this product and it's not really sensational, or it doesn't have 100 ingredients or anything like that. It's simple, but it's also effective, which is something that I'm always preaching to people. It's not about what's sexy. It's not about the new program or the new this or the new that, or whatever. It's about what's effective, and it's about what's going to help you get to your goals. And I think that this product is probably the best that I've seen as far as a pre-workout supplement that'll help you do that. Again, in the grand scheme of things, how much supplements matter is very small, and I'll be the first person to tell anyone that, and so will the owners of Citadel Nutrition, which makes it pretty cool. But again, if you're going for that kind of next degree, if you just need a little pick-me-up or something like that, I think a pre-workout supplement like this can be very beneficial. And just some kind of quick things about Citadel Nutrition. Again, to some people this may just seem like a redundancy or something because I've talked about them a lot. But if you're new to my channel, this is really good information to know. The dudes are super cool. Dan and John, I do know them personally, which doesn't make me, biased by any means. Like I was saying, I did have a pre-workout supplement or a pre-workout video that I talked about when I just created my own with bulk ingredients, and it was almost exactly these four. I actually just included citrulline malate in there with it, which I no longer really do because of the price. But that just kind of goes to show you that I was using pretty much a homemade product of this before I started using it. And again, I do have that review of over a year ago talking about how I liked it and how much I just liked their philosophy on things. I won't preach on and on about that, but I will post some links of their website and stuff in the description box if you're more interested in their message. But again, I really like the guys, and again, they'll be the first person to tell you how non-sexy the supplement is, but I'll be the first person to tell you how effective it is as well. So, and one more cool thing about Dan and John, I believe this is like the newest form of their supplement. I'm not even sure if this is out currently to people. I just looked at the serving size, it's like 12.5, then on the one on their website is 14.3. So I think this is just a fatter version, or a wider version, however you want to say it. They did come out with a taller one when they had their, when they added in more creatine and beta-alanine. This has a point, I promise. But I do think they just changed the bottle recently, because I mentioned this to them, and I'm sure other people did as well. They had a really tall container, and then their scoop, I don't want to take it out because it's going to get everywhere with this fan, but their container was so big and their scoop was so small that when you try to get to the edge of it, or the bottom of it, you couldn't really get it. You had to like spoon it out with something else or something. So it kind of took away with how much you knew you were taking if you didn't use a scale or something. And this just kind of goes to how detail-oriented they are, which is something that I admire, because I'm pretty much the same way with training and nutrition. They actually recreated the bottle, instead of it being really tall, to be really thick now, wider, and they recreated the scoop. They did that really soon after they got some complaints about not being able to get to the bottom. So again, any supplement company, they'll go through the detail to simply change up their entire packaging just so people can actually scoop out the bottom and not have more complaints. Again, they may see something like really small and not matter in the grand scheme of things, but to me it just shows it's kind of an encompassing effect of who they are as people and what they represent in a company. Just whatever it takes, they're not trying to BS you and all that crap. So yeah, hopefully you guys like the more detailed review of this product. Again, I've been getting away from supplement reviews just because there's only so much stuff that works. Again, if you're more interested in supplements, I'd also recommend checking out examine.com. They are by far and away the best resource you can have with supplements. But that's it for the video, guys. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you like my content, go check out my website, gregferrisfitness.com, my Facebook page, Ferris for Fitness, and all the other stuff that I do. Make sure you like it and all that stuff. Until next time, guys, take care.